The Athene Real Talk Podcast explores controversial ideas to stimulate debate and active thinking. These ideas do not always reflect Athene's personal views. Welcome to the Athene Real Talk Podcast.
He has been called the best gamer in the world, hands down.
World-famous gamer and philanthropist Athene.
Gaming for Good, it's called, has raised more than $20 million.
Using his notoriety to raise money for charity.
On activism, science, culture, and self-development.
Proud to have him in the studio today. I would not want to take you on in a video game.
So I'll first give a little bit background. For the people that don't know, Katarina left and she was very angry at me and at this place. And I was really trying to do my best to understand why that was the case. Because honestly, I truly, really tried what I could to help her out. And in that regard, when you just look at it, I have done a lot of good things for her financially, but also allow her to grow and give her the freedom. And then to be accused being a psychopath and an emotional abuser and this being a cult, for me it was like a storm because I did not understand where it came from. And the thing is that what I always try to do is to understand why a person does what he or she does. If I don't understand it, then I don't know how to react. I don't know how to behave. I'm just not well informed. And it was something that made me not as balanced emotionally, but not so much because, I felt sad or whatever, but more so because I felt like I fucked up. It's quite simple. I really felt like I fucked up because when I'm in a situation and something goes wrong, I always look the fault in myself. And I was wondering, what is it that I did that was wrong? What is it that I did? Because I have good intent, and she also seems to have good intent. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. I should have maybe been nicer. I should have maybe done that or that. Even though what she said, the claims she made, I checked them, they're not accurate. But still, there is a reason why she does that. And I wanted to understand it. And little did I know that understanding why she did what she did gave me the answer that could potentially change the world. What I'm going to tell you guys is the foundation, is the core of what is wrong with the world. The problem in the world is not being selfish. It's something else. And the answer to that is so damn simple. It's so damn simple that a lot of you people will be really like, what? But once you start doing it, I really think a lot of people will come back and say but man, this is really changing my life. What it will do is it will naturally, without discipline or motivation, start caring about people. You will naturally start putting your problems in perspective. You will naturally have a better attraction to girls and to the other gender, to guys as well. You will naturally be more happy, be more fulfilled. You will naturally have stronger purpose. This is one small, simple thing that you guys can do that almost no one is doing. And the thing is that I have told this story in the past, and I will explain the story again. That has had a huge impact in my life. I explained it many times to Reese, and I will first explain it from my own experience, and then I will say how it translates in a way that is more relatable to you. I always said to you guys that one of the reasons why I can do what I can do, and one of the reasons that I'm so right action driven and really take nothing for granted and everything and am privileged, is because of I used to do a thought experiment over and over and over again. And it's not what you guys have to do, but I'm just saying this will give you guys a bit better of understanding on what I mean. And that is that when I was around 16, 17 years old, I've done this for I think 3 to 5 years. And what I basically did was every now and again, I projected in how I would live my life if I would be in Auschwitz. And the thing is that basically what I just did was I truly projected me being in Auschwitz. How does it feel? What do I go through? What is it to lose my family, to see the chimney, to have cold, to have misery? And what I also did was, and this is a bit more advanced, but I'm just explaining you guys where I come from. What I also did was, if I was being controlled by a guard that told me to do this or to do that, I would just do it. I would do whatever to stay alive. Even if he tells me to do good stuff, I would do good stuff all day long. If he tells me you gotta do this, you gotta go and create these kits to send to Africa, I would work like a machine. Not for the right reasons, but because I had no choice on one hand, but the other hand, because the reality put me in a situation where I just had to do what I had to do. And you might say like, okay, so you're going to say this trick is just we have to all be in Auschwitz? No. I'm just explaining you guys how it went for me. And what I just said is like, if I'm in Auschwitz and my rights and freedoms are stripped away and I can be a more impactful, a better person for the world than me right now having all these freedoms and luxuries, then I don't deserve what I have. Then I'm better off being in Auschwitz. And the thing is that like, here is where the insight comes, by the way. Because that is what I've been doing for years. And it became more and more natural to the point where I could just be almost like a robot. And when I say I'm a robot, I don't mean like I push away my emotions. I understand my emotions. Also, when people talk to me or my father or whatever, I understand them. I put a lot of time in trying to understand people. And here comes the key of life. It's not about whether or not you choose to be selfish. Forget about that. It's about the choice whether you want to put the effort to project and see the world through the other's eyes perspective. And it does require effort. But if you do that, when you go through life, if you put actively the effort to try and see the world through other people's eyes, to have the will to understand them, that's all you need to not only change your life, but to change the world. If you put the effort to even try and understand me right now, because a lot of you guys don't even do that, but you guys can all do it. You can really try and project. Don't think in your world. Project and think, look, what is it to be Athene right now? Or what is it to, maybe if that's hard, to be your mother taking care of you? Projecting what she's doing and imagine from her eyes. So you don't go through life and go like, you're the main character and everybody is just a character in your movie. No. You try to not see the people around you as NPCs. You try to see them as humans. You put the effort to do it. And the moment you do that, selflessness arises naturally. What I realized what was wrong with Katarina, maybe that's not the right way, but the reason why she did what she did was because for all the effort that I have put in my life, or in the time she was here to help her and to understand her and to project, to understand what it is to feel like her. And that's why I was also so affected when she left. I was trying to understand her. I put effort to understand her. Little did I know that the reason why she reacted the way she reacted was because not on one moment she did the same. She didn't project in me to try and understand why I do what I do. She didn't try to project in anyone here why they did what they did. She just went about it from an empathic point of view. You just go about it. If you see people's feelings, sure, but you don't put active effort in how is it to be that person. And the thing is, when you do that, what happens is the following. The entire world becomes NPCs. And if it's easier for you to just say, this guy's a monster, then you just do that. And you won't even feel bad about it. The reason why World War II could happen is because the people that were killing the Jews weren't killing Jews. In their mind, it was just NPCs in their story. They've never really put the effort in trying to understand that what they were doing was to real human beings. And you can do that merely by projection. Put the effort to project in your mother when she takes care of you. Put your time in, projecting in even me right now. How many of you guys, when you look at me, when I speak, you guys go like, Athene is really a smart guy, he's intelligent, or he's a bit weird, or whatever. Who actually truly tries to put himself in my shoes when I speak? To truly understand what I mean. Because if you don't put the time, not even 5 seconds, the effort to try and understand me from my point of view, then why do you expect me to put 1,000,000 years to explain it the way you want to see it? Because I can't. I can impossibly tell you guys exactly how you want to hear it. And for some people, sometimes it works, and sometimes I say something that they can relate to. But the moment you put some effort, a minimal effort, to project, not only will you see that I am exactly like you, but you will be able to understand, you would be able to listen, you would be able to see so much more. And it's not just about me, it's about everyone. If you want to impress a girl or whatever, if instead of thinking of impressing the girl, you try to understand her, you try to see her from her world, understand her, that is more attractive than ever. If you go through life and you have all these problems. The moment you start actually projecting, you're getting everything again. Everything you have, all your luxuries that you take for granted, that you grind away every day, the moment you project in someone else that doesn't have it, in other people that have it harder, and you experience it, because you can experience it through their lives, through their eyes. The moment you do that and you go back, you suddenly start re-experiencing everything as new. You feel everything as being a privileged. Why don't I take anything for granted? It's because I project all the time. I constantly put the effort, the conscious effort, to understand people from their eyes. I don't see people as just NPCs. I try to put the effort in understanding them, how they are. Let me give you a little example here. When people say refugees can die, the reason why you can say that is because you don't see them as humans. You see them as a concept, as a story. You don't experience their lives. You just see a movie or whatever. Same with movies. If you see Auschwitz, you just see people walking. For you, it's just conceptualized. You don't project like, what if I'm the one walking there? And all of you can do it. All of you have the ability to project and stimulate cognitive empathy. And the thing is, once you start doing that, your life changes. You become selfless. Not because you want to, but because you naturally want to do it. You won't need discipline. Just like when you walk on the street and you see a child on the street and your gut reaction is to help him because what right now drives you is empathy, just as much as if you really truly project and use cognitive empathy, you will be able to care, to not see yourself as the middle of the world. You will gain perspective, which also solves so many issues, so many problems. If you project and you see through the eyes of others, even in your small environment, you will understand people so much better. Your problems will be contextualized. And all of this, what I'm saying, all these benefits, where you can also start understanding that when you do that, you can accept love. You can accept unconditional love. Because the moment you really see yourself in someone else, by going through their way, you want to help them unconditionally. Because you see yourself. It comes natural. It doesn't need discipline. You don't have to give up on your life. You don't have to give up on all your attachments. You just have to start seeing the world through other people's eyes. That's all. When you interact, you try to understand. And I'm telling you, all of this just needs a little bit of effort. That's all. You need to choose to put the effort in doing it. Because if you say like, I don't want to put the effort, like not only are you extremely selfish to no degree, but you're also being stupid because it will benefit you. And it doesn't require you to travel the world. It doesn't even require you to go and work out. You can literally from right now behind your chair, just imagine, like just take the time for the first time in your life to actually imagine you grow up, you're in a family, and suddenly there is war. Imagine it, that you lose your brother. Imagine it. You can. The moment you start doing that, you start feeling so sorry. You start feeling so bad. You start seeing like, but what am I doing with my life? But you can forgive yourself. You can forgive yourself because you didn't know. You didn't know that you were living in a world that wasn't filled with NPCs, but what was filled with humans instead. If you do not project and actually truly see the world through other people's eyes, your brain constantly rationalizes around your own experience. But the moment you project, you grow your perspective, even in this place. And now I'm going to talk to the people that are watching the stream. So many people don't do this. I know it. So many people take everything for granted. Why do you take things for granted? Because you don't project. Because you don't put the effort in projecting. And I want to use myself as an example because I think it's really good. I bet everyone that is not doing it has come with one or another rationalization why I am the way I am. I'm Athene. I'm some logical, strange guy. I am exactly like you. I am you. And if you project and you try to understand me and put the effort and time to do so, then suddenly you would say like, okay, if that is the case, I don't understand. No, man. You have to have the will. You have to put the effort to try and understand and project. There is so much material out there where you can just see what I did, why I did it. And if you go through the same path, you will see that you would be the same person. Same with like the people in the refugees in Syria. You have the ability to project And that effort is a choice. Let me give a little bit more context. When people here watch what is going on, when people here have doubts, where do they come from? I'm fine with, looking at reality, projecting. I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that completely, where you just try to understand. Like, okay, is Athene being a manipulator? I'm not saying you guys are saying it, but I'm just saying, like, you have the ability to just project and think in my place and try to understand me. Instead of just saying like, oh, he is himself, this guy is him, this guy is him. Instead of looking at the world as all different people, you can start projecting and see the same in everyone. And that's the thing, like, the reason why I'm so emotionless, it's not because I don't have emotions. I do experience emotions. I do experience love. I do experience loss. I do experience pain. I do experience sadness. I'm not a psychopath. The reason why I can be so cold and so direct, it's not because I don't have emotions, but it's because I project. And no matter how much pain you cause me, no matter how much bullshit I have to deal with every single day for no reason, I always project in people, in that Syrian father that carries his daughter because he got bombed and died, or these people in Auschwitz, that I could be there. And I say the pain that I have to endure is nothing compared to that. And that doesn't mean that I don't embrace my emotions, but I understand them. I put them in context and they dissolve. If my father did what he did in the past, which is not even that bad, and that's something that people sometimes like to say, like, yeah, you got traumatized. No, because I understand my father. I projected and I tried to understand him. And by doing so, I got scope, I got perspective. I can forgive because I understand. The only thing you guys need to do is have the will to understand and put the effort to see the world through the eyes of others. To try and understand, why is someone a Muslim? Why does someone become a Christian? They're not evil, they're not bad, but why are they like that? Imagine if you would have grown up. Look at a meat eater, look at a vegan. Why? Project. The moment you put the effort in doing exactly that, you will change yourself. It will go naturally and you will change the world. And that's all you need to do. And you can do it from behind your PC. It's even easier than working out. Just put the effort rather than really reflecting what your true motives are. Try to truly project the people that care for you. Try to be in their mind and try to understand what they do and why they do it, why they take care of you. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to feel sorry. You're going to feel sad. But for the first time, you will see the world for what it actually is. You will see humans around you and not just NPCs that are just merely part of your experience. And from there on, your true intent will rise, will grow, will be cultivated. And choosing to not be selfish is not going to be sounding like crazy anymore. It's just going to come naturally. And it all starts with putting the effort to see others through their eyes and understand where they come from. Put the effort. Project. Don't be biased. Don't label. Just project and try to understand.
Subscribe to youtube.com/AtheneWins. Watch the live stream at twitch.tv/AtheneLive and follow the real Athene on Snapchat.